சொல்றா.
Let me
டேய்,
see. சொல்டா.
ஸ்ட்ரீம் பண்றியா?
டேய் நான் பண்ண பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கேன்டா, ஏன் ஆக மாட்டேங்குதுன்னு எனக்கு புரியல. லைவ்டா. ஷுட் பி லைவ்டா, எனக்கு மெசேஜ்லாம் வருது லைவ்னு. யா ஐ எம் லைவ் நவ. லிங்க் அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கேன்டா. Should be able to see it. Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to show you some uh, executes and fakes that you can do on Mirage. So maybe you can play it with your team and see how it works out. So I have 4 executes planned out, and 2 of them are fakes. So the first one is the basic. Uh, it's just basic A smokes and executing. So let me just show it to you on the board over here. So you need uh, one stairs smokes, one jungle smoke, and one CD smoke, and you just throw a couple of pop flashes in from up above, and you're ready to burst into sight and try to plant the bomb somewhere around here near the default box. So that way, you can have good retake positions and play post plant. Um, Another strat, this is just like a basic A take, and now coming up to something that's much better. This is what pro teams use, and these I will go in game and show it to you, but this is what like most pro teams use. They line up their flashes so it blinds almost every single person on the side, and this is how they entry. So you throw the basic smokes over here, the 3 basic smokes. Before I go on to what you do next, I want to tell you the leaks in this execute. So one of the leaks in this execute is if a guy stands on ticket, a guy pushing up bench, a guy playing close A ramp, or playing firebox, or just or sandwich. People that can play those positions well and outfrag you. It's not pushing through a smoke and getting a kill A ramp is not something you're gonna expect. So uh, you should keep that in mind. And I will show you now how to deny these positions and hopefully make your execute much easier. So when you go into site, um, you don't have the entry fragger doesn't have a lot of angles to watch from. The first thing you guys want to do is I will show you the lineup for these mollies later on. After you throw your basic smokes from after you throw your basic smokes from this parapet on a ramp, you want to line up 2 guys over here, make them take a boost, and these 2 guys are gonna molly on the bench, and the other guy is gonna molly triple box, and the third guy who is gonna stand over here and is gonna molly firebox. Now the guy entering the site from A ramp will get a flash from the person who throws the CT smoke. His flash will be directly above palace. So this flash has a particular lineup that blinds anyone playing on the site in triple or even CT ticket booth. So basically anyone on the site is blind, and it makes the job easier for the entry fragger. Now the entry fragger needs to when he's entering he has to molly off sandwich, so he can just molly sandwich and clear it off. And while the guys are throwing up the pop flashes out, he can run out and clear the spot, clear close a ramp, and he can clear close a ramp over here, and he needs to run out like this in such a way that he clears under palace but does not get spotted from jungle. It does not get spotted from the bench over here, and that way he can go up and clear sight and it probably push up CT and take a better position somewhere around here. This is considering the fact that the execute goes really well. So this is one execute that I wanted to tell you guys, and this is an A set piece, and you can since you need three smokes, you and if you guys are on a full buy, you'll still have two smokes remaining. You can take it. You can use it earlier to establish some mid control by the smoking top mid over here, or you can smoke nest any one of these, and probably show up some presence and maintain some map control. Then you can just have your mid person walk back up and line up their smokes, and he can be the entry fragger over here since he's already used the smoke up, or or the guy who uses smoke can who smokes top mid can go palace and uh, hold for stairs and jungle push. So that's one of the ways. Other things that you need to be expecting around here is you guys need to communicate on what's happening around A ramp and not get and make sure that this bomb or the person doesn't get spotted, because if you get spotted they're gonna know that it's an A entry take and it's an A execute because they haven't seen presence anywhere in P apps. So that's one of the problems with this. And the other point I want to say is that the CTs aren't stupid. If they are a good team, they're gonna obviously counter flash and throw counter nades. So preferably if the team is at at a higher skill level, then I would suggest the entry fragger to go out when as the smokes are landing and not after they've landed, because that way he can try to catch a CT off guard who's trying to throw a nade or something like that. So this was one execute. Now let me just now I'll explain you guys one fake that I really like to do, and I'll pop up right in game and show how it's done to you. Let me just clean the board here. Yeah, the second fake that I want to tell you guys is going to be, and as always, if you're playing as a team, you want to establish a default, and your default is to maintain map presence in mid, and you really don't need to show anything in A main, because they'll obviously know that a guy is gonna play palace or A main if even if they're a basic team. So start of the round you wanna use a smoke, uh, uh, smoke cross, and the guy who comes top mid he's gonna molly connector and make sure that there's no aggression and no one's pushing up. He can come behind the box, make some he can the person can come behind the box over here, make some noise and show some presence. If he has another smoke, he can use it and he can cover up a window and fake and maintain some more presence. If he does get a pick, then well and good. But and you can change it out with your mid round calls, depending upon your in-game leader. But if he doesn't, then that's fine too. So after he's shown mid presence, you want one guy to play palace, and this guy needs to play passive. He's not supposed to. You want one guy to go palace at the start of round, and you want him to make some noise over here in palace, but he shouldn't cross this point. He should just like go up here, try to make some noise, shoot his gun, throw a flash maybe, but he should keep his smoke, and he should make sure that no one spots him or he doesn't get picked off, and he should just hold for pushes. As soon as he's done making presence, he can hear a ramp sounds, and he needs to come back and line up for a smoke at stairs. So this is how the fake is gonna work. So basically you maintain some mid presence and you maintain some palace presence. Now the other thing I want to tell you guys is there's still three more guys left. So you can have two guys go B apps, one guy can watch underpass, and the other guy can care for B apps push. While you're doing that, the third guy can come over here up to A main and maintain some presence. He's not gonna stick around here long, but he's just gonna shoot his gun, maintain some presence, and he's gonna walk his way back. He's gonna walk his way back up to B apps, and he's gonna group up with these two people. And these two people aren't gonna get spotted. They're just gonna hold for push, so they shouldn't make any sound. Now coming to the main part, the palace at around say about 45 seconds, 45 or even 40 seconds. This is a late round, really late round call, so you guys need to be very careful of pushes, and you guys need to know that the CTs can assume, and it's a very risky strat. And I would suggest it's I would suggest that you don't do it early in the game. You do it somewhere in a score line of 13-12 or 13-13 when you desperately need a round, but not when and when you have a lead of 14-13. So it's basically a strat that will affect the person under pressure. So the palace guy comes back A ramp and he lines up for a stair smoke. Another thing he needs to do is have a decoy. Basically, decoys will throw off the people at A at this point of time, and two guys in B apps will line up for smokes, and they will throw smokes in jungle, in CT and jungle. This guy will throw his stair smoke. Now, there's a clear reason why I want to tell you guys on why you need a guy to smoke stairs from A ramp and not just from like B apps. Like you can have all three of the guys smoking it from B apps, but the problem is if they look at the trajectory of the smokes, they'll know where it's coming from. So the first thing I want to tell you guys is the guys at B apps, the guy at jungle, he will throw his smoke first, and then the guy at stairs will throw his smoke. The smoke from B apps takes like around 3 to 4 seconds to pop up because it needs to travel all the way. But the smoke from A ramp from A ramp to stairs is much faster. So the guy playing jungle, his call would eventually be that he saw smoke A and that it landed from A ramp. So when he sees the stair smoke, he won't notice where the jungle smoke popped up from. So now the third guy throws the smoke from CT and CT is smoked. So hopefully you're gonna try and pull off the one rotation from B and one rotation from mid, so that you have at least one guy rotating all the way from here and around. You pull off players, and this is the time when you go out and dry pick in B, and you need to have the bomb in B apps for this. So the guy, now coming back to the T side's perspective of the ARAM guy and what he needs to do, he needs to walk out, he needs to throw his decoy, and he needs to make a lot of sound with his gun and probably get an entry pick. He just needs to go into the site and fake it as much as he can. It doesn't matter if he dies because the main site is gonna be B. Now the mid guy, he can come up to B apps and he can help these guys out, or he can just hide bench over here, or he can play top mid and he can lurk around and try to catch out the rotation and basically cut off the second rotation that's gonna come back to B. But it's really important that the first guy that walks into B makes sure to get an entry pick, and even if he doesn't, you guys need to trade him off. That's really important and crucial. So now let me just go into the game and show you guys how it looks like. So I'm not well, but yeah, here it goes. So for the first start, the A main execute, you want a person to come over here and line up the top mid smoke and just smoke it off over here. You want him to come over here and line up this molly, stand on this ledge, line up this molly, and this molly is off connector, so you can put. As soon as he's done throwing his top mid, he can hold for pushes, he can cross up, he can nade and maintain. He just needs to maintain presence, and when it's time for him to group up, he can throw a flash. He can like flash him out and he can run back. So this is what his job is, and his job is only to look for like connector push and to maintain presence. Now coming back to the players at A. So these are the three basic smokes. The stair smoke,
I'm throwing smoke.
the jungle smoke,
Smoke.
So when these three are smoked, the only possible way for the guy jungle is over here. A guy sandwich, one over here, 5 blocks aside, and so these are the things that you need to worry about. Like I said earlier, you clean the smoke.
I'm throwing smoke. I'm throwing smoke.
The guy coming out A ramp, he needs to the guy sandwich. And the lineups of the molly I will show it you later. But the lineup, the molly is supposed to land one there to cut out the and one over. So even if you do have these like this, he's still mollied off and he can't make a play. So three mollies. Coming out of A ramp, he will get a flash and he just needs to walk out like this, take over here, and he can just go like this and swing the guy on the pallet and he can push CT and try to get the guy CT, and that's about it for this strat. And you can have one guy, like I said earlier, who just hold off stairs and jungle push. While three other guys come out of A ramp and get the bomb plant somewhere over here, or here, or here, so they can take pretty good push plant questions. Now coming to the B execute, or the A fake, if I may. So same thing again. Guy goes over here, he smokes top mid, maintains presence, smokes top mid, molly's connected. Two guys come up B-axe. One guy watches underpass push. Another guy watches B-axe push. Make sure you don't get spotted. The underpass guy can make some sound, and if he wants, he can go and try to get a pick to nest. So this is how I clear underpass, and it pretty much works perfectly every time. So the first thing you want to clear is nest over here. So if you have an opper sitting up, if you have some the nest player sitting somewhere over here, he will be visible to you, or if he's jump spotting like this, he'll be visible to you first. And it's pretty easy shot if you know where to line up. The second thing you want to check is go to the extreme right and check P-shot boost. So when you're checking these stuff, you're not visible from another spot, so you're just clearing one angle after other. So you clear this, then you can either come out and check connector, or you can just walk up all the way, not make a noise, climb up over here and try to get a pick on the guy that's playing over here. This should be done while presence is being maintained, because the next guy will be concentrating on him. But if he's from a really good team, then I don't think he'd be stupid enough to take a white peak like that after hearing sound from underpass. So this is what the two guys from underpass are supposed to do, and the A main guy is supposed to get a decoy also. So at around 45 seconds, like I said earlier, or even 40 or 35, he comes out, smokes there, he flashes once, uses his decoy somewhere over here. Uses his decoy. Sorry, I threw a flash because I didn't have anything else. So he throws a decoy, swings out, he tries to get it, and he maintains presence. That's it. This is what he's gonna do. Now after the stairs smoke, the other two smokes across CT and jungle are gonna come up from here. So this is the first lineup. You come to this corner, you line up here, you run, jump, and when you reach this level, this should pretty much smoke off CT, if I'm right. This is a smoke for CT, and the other smoke for jungle. Sorry about that. The other smoke for jungle is from here. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Somewhere around here. You just run and no. It's over here. Something like that. I don't remember the lineup. I will show it to you guys later on. But that's pretty much the lineup from here. not supposed to smoke connector though. It's supposed to smoke. It will smoke here. I will show you the guys lineup. But so you have one smoke there, smoke here, smoke and the guy playing nest or connector, he's gonna notice the smokes and he's immediately gonna turn over here, or he'll probably care for underpass push. There will be one rotation for the guy playing market or back of site. He will probably run out and try to go CT or nest if these help his team. There will most probably be one guy at site, and since this is late round call, you need to be extremely fast at trading. So the guys entering after the smokes are done, you guys need to, one guy needs to be forward since only two guys are gonna be smoking from here. One guy needs to go forward and hopefully he's here by this time, like around here. So when the smokes are down at A, he can, as soon as the smokes are down, he can wait for like 2 or 3 seconds so to catch off anyone rotating or hear a sound, and then he can walk out and try clear all the targets or try to get a pick. As soon as he gets a pick, the guys behind can come up and try to get the plant. But if he, while he is walking out to get a pick, the guys who just smoked can wait 3 seconds and take out their knives and walk till he goes. But if he doesn't get a pick, you guys need to make sure that you need to go up fast and trade, or you can just try run it. You can, like, do it fast. Like as soon as the smokes are down, you can throw a couple of pop flashes, and you guys can like try to go and get the pick. You can have two guys down over here, and one guy can come up, van and clear it. Or if you have, since you will be having a couple of mollies, you can van and go and be sure. So basically, if one guy comes out of the other guy needs to jump out of the window and try to get the trade. And it's really necessary that you guys pick everyone on the side, because you don't want to be losing too many men while a person is planting the bomb. So you don't want your teammate to just go up and plant for B apps or B shot while a guy is still playing back of site and get picked by them. So that's pretty much it. B fake and A execute. These are just two of the things that I had in mind for one for like a mid-round call at around 1 minute, and the other for a late fake. So hope you guys like this video. I will show up the lineups later. Thanks for watching.